think not only in Mexico, but all over the world lately, we're having a lot of teenage suicides.
Hmm.
How could IFS be helpful in that?
Yeah, that's a huge issue,
Yes.
especially among the indigenous people of Canada and the United States. Their suicide rate is more than 10 times the suicide rate for everybody else in North America.
Wow.
And it's an epidemic. I mean, there are some little villages that almost every month are burying some young person, and it's mostly young people who killed themselves. So, yeah, this is a huge, important thing. Again, IFS is going almost in the opposite direction of everybody else. What we try and do is we try and befriend the part who wants to commit suicide. We don't shame it. We don't tell it it's an idiot. We don't tell it it's wrong. None of that. We go, hi, yeah. Sometimes your life hurts so much, being dead looks like a good option, huh? And we talk to it and ask that part who wants to commit suicide, how does it feel to you to have somebody understanding you? And usually they're so relieved because before this, everybody has just hated them
Yeah.
and wanted to throw them out. They thought treated them like garbage.
Yes.
The suicide parts are actually the last line of self-defense against overwhelming pain.
Mm.
That's usually what they are. They're heroic in their own way. So what we do is we join them in that. You're trying to save this person from unbearable pain, aren't you?
Mm.
And they usually go, oh man, somebody finally gets it. And then you say, look, I'm going to do my best not to let you kill the body.
Mhm.
I'm not going to help you in that way, but I respect what you've been doing. I can see the good that you're trying to do. And if and when you let us, we can go to those parts who are hurting so much and help them heal so that you won't have to be stuck in this terrible job anymore.
Wow.
So that's 180 degrees against what I was trained to do in therapy 50 years ago when I started in this field.
Sure. Absolutely. Wow. That's beautiful. So I imagine it works the same way with depression, with anxiety.
Yeah, you go to those parts.
Mhm.
And all parts have good intentions.
Mhm.
They're all doing something because they think it's going to protect you and save your systems, keep you from pain, whatever it is, and you find their good intention. And parts are not their burdens. It's a very, very important message from IFS. We tend to think, oh, the suicidal part is just this desire to commit suicide. So I can take a knife or a hatchet or a scalpel or something, cut that off and throw it out.
Mhm.
No, you can't.
Mhm.
It's a part. It's like a little kid or an adolescent or something carrying this huge burden of suicidality.
Mm.
We can get that part free and we can help it unload the burden. And you get rid of the burden, but you never get rid of a part.
Oh, so you never get rid of parts.
Never, never.
Okay.
There are sometimes energies get into a person that we do get rid of, but that's not parts. If it's from a person's own lifetime and own history, no, it's
Mhm.
all, they are not their burdens. We get the burdens off of them. Very often, um, people have very, very hurt young parts, like infantile, and when they look inside their inner world, or when they're really hurt or scared, or when they wake up in the middle of the night, what they experience is a screaming infant,
Mm.
panic and in terror.
Mm.
Most people have had that experience at 3 a.m. Sometime you get up from a nightmare, and that's what's going on deep in your head, right? We want to. We don't want to throw that out. I mean, your first impulse is get rid of this.
Mm.
It's God, just get rid. When that part can be welcomed back into someone's system and unburdened of the terror and pain it had on it, often it brings incredible gifts. innocence, joy, playfulness, delight, and very often even connection with spirit, because very often, the young ones have a special kind of spiritual connection. And, in the Bible, unless you become as little children, you cannot enter the kingdom of heaven. There can be. So these things that look so hurt and so damaged and seem to be nothing but a problem actually are incredible resources. And we just have to get the gunk that they've been stuck carrying off of.